Hello, students of class 12th. Today I am going to provide you information about a topic consequences of disintegration. In my previous audio video clip, I have taught you why did Soviet Union disintegrate. For the disintegration of the Soviet Union, so many regions were responsible, and after the disintegration of the Soviet Union, what results Soviet Union had to face, it is the subject of study material of our today audio video clips. Before going inside the topic, at first we are going to know about the leaders of the Soviet Union. Boris Yeltsin, the first elected president of Russia, rose to power in the Communist Party and was made the mayor of Moscow by Gorbachev. Later joined the critics of Gorbachev and left the Communist Party, led the protest against the Soviet regime in the year 1991, played a key role in dissolving the Soviet Union, blamed for hardships suffered by Russians in their transition from communism to capitalism. Now we will try to understand the consequences of disintegration. The collapse of the Second World of the Soviet Union and the socialist system in Eastern Europe had profound consequences for world politics. But here we are broadly discuss about the three consequences. First of all, it meant the end of Cold War confrontations. The ideological dispute over whether the socialist system would beat the capitalist system was not an issue anymore, since this dispute had engaged the military of the two blocs, had triggered a massive arms race and accumulation of nuclear weapons, and had led to the existence of military blocs. The end of the confrontation demanded an end to this arms race and a possible new peace. Second, power relation in world politics changed, and therefore the relative influence of ideas and institutions also changed. The end of the Cold War left open only two possibilities. Either the remaining superpower would dominate and create a unipolar system, or different countries or groups of countries could become important players in the international system, thereby bringing in a multipolar system where no one power could dominate. As it turned out, the US became the sole superpower, backed by the power and prestige of the US. The capitalist economy was now the dominant economic system internationally. Institutions like the World Bank and International Monetary Fund became powerful advisors to all these countries, since they give them loans for their transitions to capitalism. Politically, the notion of liberal democracy emerged as the best way to organize political life. Third, the end of the Soviet bloc meant the emergence of many new countries. All these countries had their own independent aspirations and choices. Some of them, especially the Baltic and East European states, wanted to join the European Union and become part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The Central Asian countries wanted to take advantage of their geographical location and continue their close ties with Russia and also to establish ties with the West, the US, China, and others. Thus, the international system saw many new players emerge, each with its own identity, interest, and economic and political difficulties. In my next topic, I will provide you information about shock therapy in post communist regime.